All right, I'm trying to give you, really me, future me, a tour of Power Automate and the way I used it to do Active Directory lookup stuff. I've only used this yesterday, so it's pretty new to me, and that will be evident as we do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with a blank example, and in this case, an instant cloud flow, which sounds pretty cool, right? Uh, I'm going to call it remember because I'm not remembering. We're going to set a manual trigger. There's other cool things down here that I need to look into, but I'm not going to do it right now. So here we go. So we've got our manual trigger starter, and then I need some variables to fill with stuff. So there's set variable and initialize variable. If you're not careful, you'll choose set, but we want to initialize because it is the initial time. And in this one, this is going to be the stuff directory info. So it'll be where I store all the stuff that I generate. It's going to be an empty. We're not setting a value. But I also need my emails, so we're going to initialize another variable. I'm not sure about this search thing. It's also going to be an array, but in this case, I am going to set the value. And let me just set it to my email address. Notice I'm putting it in quotes. I'm also, just kind of using standard notation. And there's another one, end quote. All right, so now there are some things to loop through, and that's what we're going to do next. We need an each. So for some reason, I have like a for each option in my original one, but here I have only an apply to each. I don't know why. But we are going to select something from the previous steps, which is our emails. So I'm going to do a slash insert dynamic, and what I should have is, I don't know why that one hasn't come through yet. Did I not give it a name? I didn't. There we go. Now let's try this again. We'll do the slash insert dynamic, and we should see emails. There we go. So believe it or not, this thing will be happy, I think, in just a second. Right. So now we need to look up, what's it called? It's called something. Search for users. Sorry. Search for users volume 2, version 2, whatever. All right, so we're going to do a search term. All right, required, and then again, dynamic variable. And we want it to be the current item of the email loop. So remember, we set the emails here in this variable. We applied this loop thing, and then we're going to search for the emails. The other thing we want to do is take the stuff we get from this and write it to our directory information. So we are going to append, I think, append to array variable, right? And that's our directory info. That's where we're going to write stuff. And in this case, we're going to write it in JSON style. So I'm just going to do this so we have some places. All right, and it's the same deal with this. So I'm doing the slash insert dynamic content. And this stuff shows up sort of automatically, but not exactly. So I can do display name, I think is what we call it. There we go. And it pops it in there. I put this within the quotes. I'm going to do that slash again, dynamic content. And let's try company. There we go, company name. So now I've got this data getting appended to our holder, that directory thing. That's great. So now we need to do something with it. Let's make it into a CSV. Create CSV table. I think that's what we want. And we want to do this with our dynamic content, and we want to do it with the directory info. So cool. It says that's not official, but it is. See how that changed? That kind of drives me crazy. All right, so then we can email this. So let's do an email one, and then we'll test it and see how it all works. So I'll send it to me. All right. It will insist that you have body text here. And then for advanced, we are going to have an attachment. We want that. And then we're going to do another dynamic content. We should be able to choose CSV from this thing. The output, though. If you're not careful, you'll click on the CSV button, and that's not right. All right. So I think we've got this all set. When we hit save, it's going to kind of do a cursory thing. It doesn't really tell you that's happening. But you see how that's still grayed out. It should give me a confirmation prompt here in a second. There we go. Hey, it's ready to go. We recommend you test it. Let's do that. Go test it right here. Going to do it manually. We'll hit test. All right. It's going to say, hey, do you allow it to do this stuff? Check mark, check mark. Yeah, I'm allowing it to use those things, and I'm going to run it. Okay. What you'll see here in just a second, again, not optimal UI-wise, but you'll see it check off. See that? So there's a little delay there that really drives me crazy. But if we look here, whichever piece we have selected, we can see a little bit into the data generated there. And my email just came in, which will have this content in it, but it all looks like it worked. So that's a quick overview. There's a lot of depth and sophistication here. It's, pretty cool with kind of a few problematic aspects, I feel like.